And here we are.
Welcome to This Week in Vinyl. So, Eddie, you were saying.
Oh, gosh.
Just right back into it, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to make myself go broke buying records, I swear.
There we go.
Understandable.
But no, we're here. We're here to play some Weird Frontiers. It's been a month. Yeah, there was this little small gathering you probably haven't heard of called Gen Con last week. And before that, I'm feeling so good myself. And so it's been a month. So yeah, Chuck, you got anything you want to announce there?
No. I'm good to start playing.
No,
Yeah.
no, you're not going to give out any of the shady details of your Gen Con adventures. No,
I went to Gen Con. I saw Matthew Lillard, and I fangirled aggressively at Michael Cthulhu. And people ran the adventure that I have on sale on Drive-Thru RPG called The Kids Aren't All Right. And it was expensive and fantastic. That's it. That's Gen Con in a nutshell.
Yeah. And it didn't even bring back Con Crud. So
I did. I was out for like a week with it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's just how it goes.
Standard issue souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's been
Everyone
going on. So we're going to get back into Weird Frontiers. Thankfully, we kind of left off at the end of my little mini module. It'll be out soon. We got to go through the Goodman approval process for it. So look forward to the Train Through Hell, part one of these. It's a part novella, part adventure that you can just drop in, or you can string them all together. It was one long campaign, which is fun. Having said that, so I threw out some clues as to what these gargoyle things might be last time. That's not going to show up until the second adventure of this series. So yeah, just keep that on the back burner. No. In other words, no use trying to investigate that just yet. As you folks are rolling in on this several tons worth of train stock with a decapitated head of a giant bison stuck to the front of your cattle. What do they call it? Cattle catchers. Cattle catcher. As you steam into this train station, the train has seen better days. Holes in the roof where currently a giant cactuses are growing through. There's a bit of other giant buffalo shoved into a few holes. Your passengers are not as numerous as they were when you started this adventure, but you saved some. And having said that,
but they cover more surface area.
They do. They may not be alive, but they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Everybody, roll a d6. Take that many luck points for actually saving folks.
Ooh.
Make it variable just to make it fun.
I got one.
I believe what you mean is to ensure that I don't get it.
You got 6.
I haven't rolled yet.
That means that I am now up to 4 luck points.
I got 3.
Can this exceed our normal max?
Yes. Absolutely. So our characters tonight. Chuck, who you playing?
I am playing Pierce McIntyre, occultist extraordinaire, man with a fancy hat and caster of spells, and adoptive father of our dear Scab.
Speaking of our dear Scab, he now has a branding on his buttocks that will stay there for the next, week or 2 weeks?
It was like a week. Yeah.
Giving you some bonuses there. But tell us who this character is.
Hi, I'm Scab. I'm 12 years old. And I'm so glad that I've got a dad now. Things were kind of tough after the cave-in at the mines. I was feeling a little funny, and folks were calling me a Tommy knocker, but I don't really know what that means.
Fair. But now you have a father and a brand.
Yeah, my luck's really turned around.
Joe, who is the unpronounceable character that you are playing?
I'm playing the Jebediah Bejevans, the gambler con man who hopefully will find some more people to steal from.
Jake, who you got?
Je suis un photographe français who has come to America to document your American Civil War, but now, since the end of that war, some very bizarre things have been happening, and the ghosts speak to old Killian Shea. People south of the border call people of his particular persuasion a calavera.
Indeed. And the luckiest man in the last normal man in the last city you came from, Daniel, you playing.
I'm not sure you could really call him lucky or not. It turns out the character sheet won't let you exceed a 19 for your luck score.
Oh my God.
So I have a 19 right now,
That's
which
crazy.
would make him lucky, but it does not because he's played by me. So at best, he's got a chance.
Bad luck is still luck, unfortunately.
There we go. And that's his name, Chance.
Chance.
Eddie, back with us tonight. Who are you playing, Eddie?
I am playing Ivan the bear. I am roaming around with this fantastic group of heroes who may or may not be heroes, righting wrongs, saving the innocent, trying to carry on the will of my mentor and teacher of the luchador way, Esteban. So, yeah, just trying to bring a little excitement and drama and justice to the people.
You're the people's bear.
And shiny muscles.
Exactly. Got to keep them lubed up. Okay, guys, you are pulling into a train station. The train is needs repairs, so severe repairs, but you don't need to go any further along this line. You are heading to a small town called Ogalala. You got to figure out how you want to get there. You didn't bring any horses with you on this train, but you do notice that there is a wagon station here. You can probably get a carriage into that town. You can hire horses, buy them if you want. But from here, it's just a few hours away that this small town is. And the reason you're going here is the one-eyed Cyclops back in the other town. It's kind of pointing you along the way to find these pages of this mystical book called the Necronomicon, of which you have one page of right now that has not been waving itself evilly at you in any certain way. It's just looking like a page. Who's carrying it, by the way? That's not a leading question at all. It means nothing. But who's carrying it?
I suppose I could keep it in my old photographing supply bag.
Good with that.
Okay.
That now has plenty of prints of a wrestler posing on the body of a mutated diseased thing. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. So the only clue you have as to what to do to find the next page is that all of you seem to have a similar friend, more than just a passing acquaintance, somebody that you're all very fond of, Billy Ray Jespers. You all know him in different ways, and it's to be noted that your crew hasn't always been together. A few of you were natives of the town that we just left. Some of you just came in to check out this new observatory. So it's not like you've been traveling together for a very long time. But you all know Billy Ray.
Well, when fate presents to you in such a way, it'd be a shame not to follow up on it. Let's go find this Billy Ray and see if he's got a cure for our achy, breaky heart.
Indeed.
I don't even know if he sings that song. I don't know shit about Billy Ray.
He does.
You just know his daughter because everybody knows his daughter. That's all that matters.
He doesn't lip sync if that's what you're insinuating, sir.
Right. So how do you want to get to Ogalala? You can walk. It's, lots of miles of not so pleasant landscape beneath your feet. There is a carriage company here, it seems. You can probably get a wagon ride there, or you find there's a peddler of horse flesh here as well. You can probably buy a few horses if you got any money between you. Other than that, there's no train there. It's too small of a place to have a train. The hell train that you've just gotten off of is going to continue on, and it's going to make a circuit back. But you are all thanked very profusely for helping out, saving the lives that you could save. Some very shocked passengers are getting off that train. perhaps swearing never to pass through these territories again.
Yeah, I would put in favor, depending on the opinion of all of you, that a wagon would be fantastic. But I also understand the benefits that come from everyone having a horse to ride in case we need to make a quick getaway.
There is also a hotel here, not nearly as fancy as the hotel back in some of your hometowns, but there is a hotel here. I don't know how bad off some of you are. I know the kid took a bit of damage, but he's got a lot of damage to take, Cletus.
Go make us some horse money at the hotel to Jebediah.
Yeah. Wouldn't be opposed to staying the night and
There's
stealing
not
some.
much else here. There is a general store that sells a lot of stuff to catch the passengers that are coming down. So a lot of quick meals. You see some fancy dresses. You see a few nice gun holsters, things like that. There's a huge water tower in town as well, but not much else here. Hotel looks, it just says hotel. It's not even fancy enough to have a name. It just says hotel. 2-story wooden affair.
Oh, I'll support whatever you want to do, sir. I will confess, I've never been real good on horseback if it comes to moving fast.
That puts points us closer, more aligned with a carriage, wagon.
I do have some money saved up, but it seems that you're not too fond of allowing me to pay for my own things. But then I'm not that fond of paying for things in general. But I do have $39 if that would help transport us to our destination.
I've got the carriage
Four.
fan, or like the fare for the carriage covered.
If you want to check
Excellent.
into it, there's no carriage that regularly goes there, but you can hire one out. It's $1 a head, minimum of 5 folks before they'll make the trip. But there's more than 5 of you.
It's true.
Okay.
Well, let us stay the night at the hotel. To Jebediah, you will go and try and fund this expedition.
Yep.
And on the morrow, we'll head out to Ugalala and meet our mutual acquaintance.
All right. Yeah. Well, you go into the one place to stay. It's got a small bar set up. It's got nothing but rot gut and just, pour homemade beer on tap, but it's cheap. You find out that for 50 cents a night, you can just take a place on the floor, throw down your camping gear, and you'll have at least a roof over your head, or you can have a room. Room's $1.50 a person. It does include meals, both dinner and breakfast.
Not too bad.
I'll put down $3 for Scab and I.
Oh, you don't need to spend the money on me, sir. I don't even really need to sleep.
I know you don't, but perhaps relaxing in a soft bed will do you some good. Especially
Oh
a
my
bed.
gosh.
When you say soft bed, the bartender's like, yeah.
It's softer,
Yeah.
softer than what he's used to. And luckily, these aren't sheets or bedding that we have to launder ourselves, so it'll be fine if you rest there for the night.
I never had
Oh,
sheets before.
Well, it's the first time for everything.
2 rooms. Takes you money, gives you a couple of keys.
Killian will pay for a room for himself.
Okay. You're handed an iron
One
bound
as
key
well.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody that wants a room, you're given a key. All the rooms that you're gotten are, 1 floor up is two floor fare. Although you do see that there's a public stair that goes down to a basement level. There's just a few people hanging around. Some people from the train that tentatively are like, The religious woman whose friend got killed by a bison coming through, still holding onto a partner's hand, going, I can fix you. I can fix you. I know if I pray hard enough, I can fix you.
It would be entertaining to watch.
Yeah, well, your rooms include a meal, so yeah, they tell you to take a seat, and yeah, they'll get you some fare out. It's local, just some venison, but we got some good hearty bread, some good stew, rabbit stew. Got some roasted veg. They just pile it up on a plate. It's it's seasoned. It's okay. It's warm. It's filling.
I won't decline it by any
Yep.
means. And
Uh, Jebediah, unfortunately, other than religious person who seems to have kind of lost her mind in the corner as she's talking to her companion's hand. And the one odd guy that had a briefcase kind of clutched to himself the whole time. He's kind of muttering in the corner. He's got a cup of tea in front of him and just dry piece of toast with some jam that he hasn't eaten yet. He's just kind of staring and rocking back and forth. But there's no one else here to really divest of any funding that you see.
Dang.
I really want to know what's in that briefcase. The guy's been not very talkative. I don't know. I'll try like talking to that guy again and see if he'll.
Well, what's your approach? How do you do this? He's just sitting in a chair by himself, kind of in the middle of the place, so that he's got a good vantage point all around him. He's got the briefcase kind of clutched to him possessively, and just kind of rocking back and forth. Every once in a while, he'd take a shaky hand out and pick up his teacup and take a sip, lay it down.
Back to the wall.
Yeah.
Eyes on the door.
I'll approach him like slowly and make sure I'm taking the chair that's like farthest away from him at the table.
Okay.
And I'll try and like just say like, man, that was a crazy train ride, huh? Glad we made it out, and like start off conversation that way.
Is it always like that here? Am I to
so
be
I'm told.
expected to have more train rides just like that coming through this hell territories?
Out of all the train rides I've been on, that they've all been like that. So,
all right. Give me a personality check.
all right. I'm gonna burn some luck on that.
Gonna burn some luck. Okay. If you get it up to a 10, you'll open up a little bit. If you want to burn 4 luck, 6 is just a little low.
I get my
And
mojo
you roll your
back.
dice. Yep. There, look at that.
12.
Look at that. All right. So like he doesn't completely shut down. He's not telling you to leave or anything. He's like, I've just got important documents that I got to get to the coast. That's all. I can make it.
Seem to be doing so like good so far.
Really? You think so? This is good. This is good. This is good.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
good.
there was more people than us on that train before, so you've done pretty good so far.
He looks like he's doing math in his head. It's like, oh, that's the trick. That's the trick. Then I've got to get on trains where there's a lot of people. Then the percentage is with me that I'm going to make it through. There's more people.
Yeah,
Big
something like
trains,
that.
Big trains, lots of people. Okay. That's some good advice. That's some good advice.
I bet fate will stay on your side if you do that. And I'll try and ask, like, looks like you've got some money. You got a pretty nice suit. Like who do you guys work for? Try and inquire about his past a little bit.
Law firm. Back west. I just gotta deliver some important documents to a client out east. Should I even be saying that? I was told not to talk to too many people out here. That people are trying to, to take everything from you. That they'll rob you. And they'll leave you out naked in the streets. I assure you, my suit would not fit you, sir.
Now, I got one myself, and I'm not too interested in law documents. That sounds kind of boring to me, but just trying to chit chat.
I'm sorry. I'm rather shaken. That train ride took more nerve than I believe I have. I have to make a slight stay off here until I can get my nerve together. Yeah, I picked a bad month to swear off the alcohol. Bad month.
Yeah. Sure, it would have helped, but well, hopefully you make it all the way there in shape.
No fear. I saw they had a bottle of laudanum in that general store across the street. I'm just having good sleep tonight. Get on another train. I'll wait for a full train. A lot of people.
Do we know how long the train's going to be down for repairs? Did you say?
No idea. But it looked like the station had more than one train that goes through.
Okay.
Oh, what was your name, fella?
The Jebediah.
Buckaroo out this way, or not? Jebediah. Jebediah.
Mhm.
That's a good name.
The Jebediah Bejebums. You can call me the Jebediah for short.
Okay. Well, Jebediah, I appreciate you talking to me. It's calmed me down a little bit. Allow me. This is very, very poor establishment here, but allow me to show my gratitude. And he throws a $20 gold coin on the table. Please,
wow.
buy yourself a good meal, and I'm sure you can
Get
a room here for this.
I appreciate it, sir. And hopefully we'll be seeing each other some more. You make it on your way.
Perhaps even the easiest $20 he's ever made.
He fumbles out like a crumpled card and lays it on the table. Well, if you ever find yourself in the need of lawyering services, sir, my company will be starting up branches out this way soon. Thank you. I'm gonna.
All right, I'll take it and
stomach this toast, and I'm gonna go and drink that bottle of laudanum, and I'll be fine.
I bet that'll do you good. And I'll keep this in mind. I'll wait the card.
Edward Snodgrass III, Esquire, barrister at law.
Wow.
The Dewey,
All right.
Cheatham and Howe Legal Services, California.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, he just tears into that little bit of toast. Looks like it may not stay down, but he tops it off with a little bit of tea and gets up, nods again, and shakily heads towards the stair going up to his room. What are the rest of you guys doing? Well, Jebediah is trying to con a little bit of money off the one person in this establishment who looks like he might have some money.
I mean, I'm normally here just to watch what he does because I find it
amusing.
I'm probably looking for some steak or something since I didn't get a good meal on the train.
Yeah, like I said, they piled up like it's venison and rabbit stew and lots of bread and baked vegetables. They just keep piling it on the plates. If you ask for more, they give you more. They don't seem to mind.
Absolutely. Ivan's just stuffing his face.
Yeah, there you go.
I gave you my plate too.
Yeah.
There's just one person that's kind of minding the establishment. He's pouring drinks and bringing food to the tables. You'll see a swinging door behind him. There's like one woman back there that's the cook. Doesn't seem to be anyone else here working. Just them.
They look normal.
After a couple platefuls of food, I'll try to commune with some spirits in the area to see if there's any sort of, I don't know, rumors that dead people have been paying attention to lately.
All right. Well, if you kind of opened yourself up to it, you've probably been trying to ignore it the whole time. But the religious lady holding on to the hand of her companion, the companion is standing right there, just face planting, shaking his head, and you can hear him muttering, "Just let me go." Other than that, the only other spirit you see around, oddly, is a cat that's perched on the edge of the bar and just kind of staring at you. And when you meet its eyes, it kind of hisses, its fur stands up on end, casually knocks over a drink cup that's on the edge of the bar, and it actually flies across the air and splatters on the ground. Bartender just wipes it down like nothing happened.
Yeah, I'll just dip my bread in some veggie splotches and eat up and get a good night's rest.
All right. Well, as you do that, though, the dead holy person kind of looks over at you and notices that you're staring at him. He's like, "Oh," walks over to you and says, "Can you see me?
I'll nod and say, yeah.
I promise I'm not going to proselytize. I don't think all that was real anymore, anyway.
Yeah, you're in a bad position, I'm afraid.
I'm pretty sure if you can convince her to let me go, to bury the hand or burn it, that I can go about my way. Is there something I could do for you to have a few words with her? Annabelle's not too bright, and she's a big believer."
I'll see what I can do after I finish this meal.
Oh, okay. Kind of sits down, inhabiting the same space that Chance's body is in, just kind of sitting right there.
Yeah, for the next couple of plates of food, I'll try and cook up some sort of Jonathan Edwards friendly routine for this poor last.
Hmm. All right. Eddie, Ivan shoveling food into his face. Chance is watching Jebediah ply his trade. Scab, what are you doing?
Speaking of cats, I figure I'm going to go up to that bed. I'm going to take all the sheets and kind of clump them all together, make a nice little fluffy place to let out my boneless cat and give him a nice cushy place to sleep. I'm going to pat him on his head and say he's been real good.
You'd probably do just as well in an ice cream bowl.
You kind of pour your cat onto the sheets. Yeah. So you've gone up to your room. How about Pierce? What's Pierce up to?
Well, after I would eat, seeing everyone else kind of dispersed, maybe I'd take a little walk around this small town, see
Yeah.
if anything worthwhile
It's getting
jumps out
towards
at me.
evening. It looks like the whole reason this town is here is simply for the rail yard.
Okay.
You don't see farms. You don't see much in the way of homes. Looks like everybody kind of just lives and works right here. The big thing that's going on, they got a lot of lights set up, electrical lights, doing some through the night work on the train, it looks like. Welding new sheets of metal on, clearing off all the bison bits, fixing all the holes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not really a lot else going on. The carriage house is still open, oddly.
Okay.
Sun's gone down, but there's still a light burning in there.
Maybe if there's
General store is still open too, actually.
these places are up rather late. Also, Jeff, how's it going? But yeah, I'll
We see you throwing feet on the screen, Jeff.
uh-huh. I might step into the carriage house and
Okay.
at least inquire about pricing to book passage for the 5 of us for tomorrow.
There's a really young boy in there. You're thinking if he's a teen, it's really young teen, acne scarred face, huge Coke bottle glasses on.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there with his chalkboard going over his studies. You're thinking when you come in, he pushes up those huge glasses on his nose. It's like, "Hello, sir."
Greetings, young lad. I've got myself a party of 6. We're looking to travel to Ugalala tomorrow.
He turns around and there's the different towns and how far away, and there's prices next to him. He points at it. "Yes, sir. We do service that area. It's minimum $5 a head, 5 people minimum."
Okay, well then you will be in for $6. What's the earliest you can set out in the morning?
Depends on when Bob sobers up, sir.
Okay then.
I would say not before late morning, sir.
Okay. Well, you make sure that he doesn't go anywhere until we've swung back by. Question though is, why are you open so late? Not complaining, but you are open very late.
He kind of looks down at his feet, like definitely can tell he's trying to contrive an answer for you. He's like, Well, it's well lit in here, and I can do my studying, sir.
Ah, what exactly is it that you're studying?
I'm learning my numbers, sir, so
Oh,
I can do a better job for my pa.
worthwhile endeavor, young man. I myself and my party will return in late morning. You stay at those numbers; they'll serve you well.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll go clean out a coach for you, so it'll be ready first thing.
That is fantastic. Thank you. I head
How
down.
how many total?
Six of us all together.
Okay. Pushes up those big glasses again. Thank you, sir.
At least somebody's being responsible here.
Yeah. I'll meander back to the hotel after that.
All right, Killian, give you some time there. What's your play?
Well, the play is to approach her and say something to the effect of, "Excuse me, ma'am.
She's in mid conversation
but-
with the hand.
I can't help
She's like,
but sense as if you have some sort of trouble that's plaguing you." As if I'm completely ignorant of the fact that she's a blood-soaked, traumatized.
she's not cleaned herself off in the least.
No.
She's got a plate of food in front of you, so she's probably got in a room, but hasn't touched it. She's still talking to the hand as you're coming up. It's like, we'll proselytize to every home front we come across, Clem. We'll go from one coast to the other. We'll bring everybody to the Lord. I swear, I'll get this hand's just beginning. Tomorrow we'll have an arm. By the end of the week, we'll have some shoulders, and we'll put some legs on you before the end of the month. I'm telling you, my faith is strong. Hello? Hi?
And that's when I start, laying it on thick about how I just have this sense, this air about her that says that maybe she's having some trouble lately.
Well, Clem here has seen better days, but we believe in the light of the Lord, and we're going to bring it to everybody that we come across. Have you heard the good news?
The good news, absolutely. The good news of the good Lord and the light, and I'll just start feeding her a line of. I'll actually be looking at Clem to sort of like wait
okay,
he's like what exactly am I saying
stop that line. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe a person.
So basically, I'm just having him coach me through like whatever I need to hear
That's
to
fair.
tell her.
Yeah, I'll make the difficulty lower because Clem's giving you talking points, telling you where to steer away from.
Yeah. What am I rolling here?
Personality check, please.
Right on. Fortunately, I've spent some personality point. You know what? Since I had that 6 luck earlier, I'm going to go ahead and burn 5 of it to make that
okay.
16.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you say to her to make her let this go?
That there is, something like along the lines of a greater purpose, and how what needs to happen is she needs to let go so that Clem and the good Lord can walk together ahead of her to the destination that she's got planned. And of course, Clem's going to tell me where her destination is, and I'm going to say that like uncoached.
Okay. So she'll look at you, bright eyes. She's like, "You're right. I don't need a body. Clem's always with me. His spirit is here. His spirit's strong. He'll help me to convert everybody to the Lord. You're right. We got to get moving. We got to get on that train tomorrow, and we got to proselyte with everything that we got. Thank you very much, sir." And she hands like to shake your hand, but she's still holding Clem's hand. She's like, lays it on the table, shakes your hand.
And I'll just, kind of take Clem's hand and I'll say, I'll make sure that your man gets to where he's going so that he'll be waiting for you at the other end of the journey.
With that, she's just seems to have completely forgotten about Clem, just leaves the hand there. And she goes off and gets her iron key and goes up to the room above. So you're sitting there. Clem's taking a seat across from you. You're both staring at his hand. So I will remind you that one of the things that you can do is help spirit pass along. Yep. So you do that.
Well, I think she has her journey set ahead of her, and she has no need of this anymore. Suppose I could bury it for you if you like.
He's like, that would be nice. That would be nice. I guess I stiffens up his collar and says, I guess I get to find out what's out there.
Lots of luck to you. I'll go get a spoon. Farewell, Clem.
All right. Roll a d4. All right. Take a luck point back. I want to get more into doing this, giving people luck, since other than Jebediah, this is the only way you guys can get it back. And this is directly speaking what your class does.
Yeah.
So
I commune with the deceased.
you commune with the deceased and you help them along. So there we go. All right. So that happens. Jebediah, unless you want to push this guy any further, he's already gotten up to his room.
Yeah, I'll leave him be for now.
Okay. So is that it? Does anybody want another scene of anything tonight? Maybe Killian throwing a hand into into Scab's room.
Hello, Scab. Good job on the train the other day. Here's a thumb.
Oh,
I got a little snack for you.
well, thank you so much. You see Scab sleeping on the floor because the bed's too soft. And the cat's on the
Yeah.
bed. He's on the floor.
Yeah.
Cats
Cat's just
starting
dripping
to
over the edge
pool off
of the
the
bed.
edge of the bed because the bed's not flat. Exactly. All right. Well, if anybody's injured, if you sleep the night away, you get good restful sleep. You don't have to be up too early, so you can take 2 hit points back just from a good night's sleep.
I'm gonna spend a personality point and load my gun tonight
Okay.
so I can
Oh,
recover.
hey, we're
speaking
in
of
a
which-
city, Bert. So don't I have to roll to see if I'm famous and known here?
You can. It's a really small one, but go ahead. We'll see if
Let's
anybody
see.
will
What do I
recognize.
roll for that?
You have your fame score.
Yeah, it's a
I think it's-
percentage
it's
based on your
percentage.
level.
Oh, gosh. Trying to see if that's listed here somewhere.
Well, I can get it for you. If not, I've got my PDF open.
Here we go. Fame, 45%.
Yeah,
That's
just
not
roll that
bad.
or less.
Okay, so I just roll a D100.
D100.
24.
Nice.
All right. So when you start talking to more people, they'll recognize you. Bartender didn't recognize you at first, probably because you're still covered in blood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my, yes.
No one seems particularly phased at that. It's not like that train has only come through here once before, so they're kind of used to this. All right. So next morning, again, you don't have to be up too early because, your driver is not going to be sober until later in the morning. Anything you want to do here before you leave? Also, let me point out if anybody wants to tune your guns,
Fine.
go
My
ahead and do that the night before.
pistol is, yeah.
Remember, is that just a D20 roll?
Yes.
Okay.
My guns are
What
tuned.
does that do again?
You can remove
Every 5, you can remove an ace or an 8.
an ace or an 8 from your deck.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have no idea on how to shoot guns.
Yeah,
I
I was
shoot
going to say any
cameras.
character class who has a gun as one of your starting weapons could do this at a full D20.
My starting
Okay.
weapon was a tripod.
So no.
Wow. Well, I have 2 aces at the top of my hands. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you spend some time cleaning out your guns,
And you reshuffle after that, right?
and then you reshuffle. Yes.
do you add anything to it, or is it just straight?
I'll probably put
D20?
more aces back at the top of my hand.
What was that, Joe?
Is it just a straight D20, or do you
It's
add
a straight
anything to it?
D20. It's like a skill roll. So 1, you can remove an ace or an 8.
Ashley threw some bits out at us, so that means everyone
that.
gets a point of luck.
Oh,
Oh no, I have no room for any more luck.
Means I'm
Just
up
remember
to
you have
5 now.
Up to, you spent a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fleeting luck or regular luck, I guess.
This is regular. I don't. This
Regular
doesn't
luck.
use fleeting luck. It's
Okay,
just
yeah.
regular luck.
And then I cannot benefit from that.
If nobody needs to do any shopping and you want to get right on to the carriage,
Yeah.
you do so. The person looks he's no longer drunk. He just looks like he's in that surly hungover stage by the time you come in. But the carriage has been just gloriously shined. It sparkles in the sun as you come up. Oh, Eddie's not there. I was gonna say the bespectacled kid is still there. He still seems full of energy, and he just absolutely knows who Ivan the Bear is, and just rushes out. He's got one of Ivan's old posters and asks for him to sign it.
Ivan's disappeared.
Ivan's disappeared.
He does not want to.
Asked him to sign it, and Ivan's
Exactly.
just
He's gone.
like
He's
runs
gone.
away.
He's exactly right. He doesn't really love his fans.
What a cat.
All right. So you are the only ones going to Ogallala. So you board up. It is not a fancy carriage, but it just got leather strap suspension, so it's not going to be too horrible of a ride.
Is there any like random person in town that we could just hire as like fodder?
Meat shield.
Yeah.
There's not too many. Most of the folks that would be in this town that don't own an establishment would be off that train, and so the only people that are still here are religious lady, your lawyer, and a few other people on the train who are still really shooken up, and they're all trying to
Okay.
get on to the next train. It's not really anybody you
Okay.
can hire out.
That's fine.
Sorry,
Just
no
figured I'd ask.
ablative meat shields for you. Not tonight. Eddie, so the bespectacled kid in the carriage office knew you. Runs out.
Yes,
Poster
I
of
had to
Ivan.
run away very quickly. Ivan's large dinner and large breakfast. He was going to soil his trousers if he didn't run very quickly away. But as he came back through, he very quickly stopped by, flashed a quick pose, signed it super fast, so it's almost unrecognizable, and ran for the train.
You hear him imparting, one day I'll be strong and large like you, so mom and pa won't beat me so much.
Oh,
God.
Oh,
A tear comes down his eye.
yeah,
as he
one
waves
tear
at
comes
you.
down the side of his cheek, and he's just running, and he's like, "Oh gosh, this kid."
All right. So yeah.
You know what? I think after hearing that, Killian will just like give him his, his old damaged Derringer.
You'll figure out what to do with this kid. You'll figure it out.
You'll know when the time's right.
There's 2 bullets in there.
Oh,
Oh no!
All right.
Don't mess up, kid.
We're good people. We're good.
There's 2 ways it could
yeah.
play out.
I'm glad Scap's too dumb to understand any of this.
All right. They're on the carriage heading off.
Yep.
Bob's just yes and no statements. He's not got a terrific disposition about him. Very grumpy. Although it looks like he does have a hip flask. You notice that he is not going for it. His hand rests on it now and then, but he does not take a drink from it. He just remains surly the whole time.
okay.
All right, and off you go. It takes a few hours, but you end up without let's find out real quick. Yep, without incident. You arrive at the outskirts of Ogallala. That's I guess I got you on the map there now. It's a small town as well. None of you have been here before. You didn't actually even know that Billy Ray was here. Last time you all ran into him, he was a prospector out and about, and you just met him, natural course of events from whatever town you were in. As you're riding into town, Killian. So this is a cattle town. You get that much out of your driver anyway. But even in its down season, most of the town as you're riding in is very dark and quiet. Your horse's hooves echo in these empty streets. About the most lonesome sound you think you've ever heard as you pass boarded up buildings after darkened building. It looks almost deserted. And Killian, as you're riding in, you hear voices on the wind and you look around And there are the spirits, the ghosts of cows past, grazing on grass that no longer exists on the hillside as they all kind of turn their bovine faces and looking at you with their small, beady black eyes.
I won't even acknowledge them.
Quit looking at me or I'll turn you into ghost steaks.
Quit bothering
Bob-
me, or I'll introduce you to more of your friends.
Chance,
brings
just
the-
point your gun over that way and
Oh.
shoot. Kill me some ghost cows.
Bob takes you basically to the center of town and just kind of stops there and says, "Look, this is a Pony Express stop. Union Pacific Railroad used to run close to here. City used to be huge for cattle drivers, but now that they got that new fancy train station out that way a bit, it's been very sparse around here since. I don't know what you folks got going on here." Spits out a big wad of tobacco. "But I ain't hanging around to find out. You're gonna have to figure out your own way to get back. There's a telegraph's office here somewhere. If you need a ride back, you can call."
Okay.
Who do I speak to get hold of a bullwhip?
Bullwhip.
Yes, it's a cattle driving town, is it not? Should there not be bullwhips here?
I suppose General Store might have one.
All right. Thank you. I'll go to the general store to see if I can't rent a bullwhip, maybe.
Rent a bullwhip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta abuse some cattle for an hour or two. You got an hourly rental on this whip?
I only need this for a couple of hours.
Here's $1.
I promise to return it in nearly the same condition.
He's got an odd
I'll-
sense of fun.
I'll try to rent a bullwhip and then charge it with my, affecting spiritual energy ability for a couple of personality points. And then I'll try to pinpoint where cattle heaven would be. And then try to crack my
You're gonna
bullwhip
try to move these cows along, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you just pop in, you get buy yourself a leather bullwhip. They got some used ones that aren't quite so much. You sense you can get yourself one, not a problem. Right. So Killian's just off on the hillside, cracking a whip, yelling, "Get along!" You're not exactly sure what's going on there. What do the rest of you guys do? The only place that seems to have any kind of movement at all, although there must be somebody in that store that Killian just came out of with his shiny new whip, is a little place called the Crystal Palace Saloon.
Going to head to the Crystal Palace then.
I mean, in all my experience, the saloon is the place where I belong. So
Oh, Chance.
I want to go to the general store and just buy a bunch of random supplies. I'm thinking about the last time that we had to dungeon delve and it sucked.
Mhm. Sure. Just like how much? If you wanted to throw $20 down, you can get a good amount of just kit. And we'll just say you have it. That's fine by me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing as you got that
Yeah,
shiny
like
new
rope
$20 gold coin on you.
Yeah. Burning a hole in my pocket.
I'm gonna go with my dad.
All right.
Let's go.
Is Ivan accompanying into the Crystal Palace?
Oh, yeah, I suppose I'll go in there.
All right. So as you're on the outside of Crystal Palace, you start hearing shouting coming from the inside. Not friendly kind of shouting either. It sounds like some mockery going on, just people just taking jabs at each other in the verbal field back and forth, and the voices are getting kind of raised.
well, if we're lucky guys, we might get a fight the first day in town.
Mhm. So you barrel through the front, and the interior is huge. There's enough space in here for a couple hundred folks, but there's less than a dozen here currently. The saloon's cold, nearly empty. except for these few people around in the corners. It's kind of a gloom hanging around these wagon wheeled chandeliers that are hanging off the ceilings. They got candles on them, but none of the candles are lit. The mirror behind the bar is cracked and broken in several places.
You said we
And
heard
a
people
little-
arguing?
Yeah.
Who's
Do we see you?
arguing?
Do we see you arguing?
Yeah. So, well, as you come in, so most of the tables have been shoved into all the corners, leaving just a few tables in the very center of the room. And taking up space between two of the tables is a group of men who seem to be having sport with two well-dressed saloon girls. One girl is held down, sitting upon her knees and like in the middle of everybody here. One man, oddly bare-chested, wearing a stitched-together pig's head that's kind of like a helmet or a mask that only shows his nose through it. The woman that he's clutching by her hair seems very uncomfortable. The other saloon girl standing at the edge of these folks, trying to get in. You think to her friend, Eddie.
Yep.
You know this man. You've met this man in the field of battle before.
Mm. I smell a
Besa de
heel.
Cerdo or Pighead, the butcher.
Oh, I knew it. I will like
Bartender is just kind of standing back there, not quite sure what to do. Doesn't, he looks indecisive. His hand goes down into the bar or starts to, and then comes back up. He looks very indecisive.
I'm gonna go over to the bar and see if he's got any liquor that's just about done, so I can get the last of the bottle, so I can go beat someone with it.
Okay,
Right.
so when I walk in, I see clearly who it is, right?
You see clearly who it is. He's paying no attention to people coming in, though, so he hasn't seen you.
Well, it would be a dirty trick to blindside him, and that's not how I play. So I see him, I immediately call him out, one arm raised in the air, one finger pointing at him. Call him by his name. Unhand the señorita.
All right. What do the rest of you guys do? Chance has gone to the bar.
There's two guys in the middle, or just one?
Well, there are several with look like his boys perhaps around, keeping other people away from what's going on. So like there's another barmaid that's trying to push in there to help her friend, but she's being kept away.
All right, one of them.
So right now there's four other men in there as well as Pighead.
Perfect.
As you know, the bear is drawing attention, yelling at them. I'm going to start casting a spell.
Okay. Jebediah, however, your eyes are drawn to the far corner. It's about as far from this as you can get in this bar. There's a group of people playing a hand of cards. Of course, that's what you
Ooh.
see.
Absolutely.
They're trying very hard just to ignore what's going down, and they're focusing on their game.
Okay.
All right. So we got casting a spell. You see that, Jebediah. Killian is off routing cattle. I'll tell you what happens with that
Droving
about
cattle.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Ivan has called out Pighead. Chance has got a mostly empty bottle of bourbon in his hand. Scab.
Yeah, pour it out, start drinking, throw.
Well,
Okay.
it sounds like Ivan's called out Pighead, but I'm just going to walk straight up to one of his boys. You've picked really bad friends, sir. You need to rethink your life choices.
All right. And what are you trying to cast, Pierce?
Sleep.
Okay. Okay.
That's a better choice.
That's so good.
All right. You said you were
I was half
casting,
expecting a cactus to shoot up this guy's butt, but that works too.
All right. So what does a 16 get you?
16 for sleep. Up to 2 targets within range must save or fall asleep for D6 turns.
Okay. What are your 2 targets?
Well, of course, the main dude who's harassing the wait staff, and probably just another dude.
Just one of
who's-
the other guys
yeah.
around him. Okay. Good enough. Save what? Is it a fort save? Will save? Will
Let's
save?
see,
Probably.
that is a will save versus 16.
Versus 16. Okay. All right. This is Pighead. He saves.
I'm not surprised. It's probably tough.
They both save.
Oh,
The next thing that happens is just going by what people were describing. So Chance hurls a bottle at one of the guys, I guess, on the outside. Just make me a missile attack.
just make an agility roll.
D20, make an agility roll. Yeah.
All right. Hopefully I do. Yeah.
You hit the young woman, I bet.
No, it's not a crit fail.
How much would it need to hit?
Let's see. You're going to hit one of the guys on the outside, and I'm going to say, AC 13.
Would I be able to use that luck that was bought earlier that I couldn't use towards this?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll use that, and I'll spend a couple more. So,
okay.
We're going to be
the bottle
luck.
does D4 plus strength. So if you got a strength bonus, add a D4. That's how much damage you'll do.
I sure don't.
So you get somebody's attention as the glass doesn't even shatter. It just bonks them on the back. They're like, what the? Turns around.
Why is everything I do so disappointing?
You got a problem, feller? The alcohol not to your liking?
You're ruining the taste.
Scab
That's
walked
ballsy.
right. Scab's short enough that he just easily pushes through the people just to get right next to Pighead. You say what you say. And then Ivan calls him out. Okay, so Ivan, make me a personality check. Just to see if he recognize. Well, actually, no. Make me your fame roll. See how many people in here other than Pighead. Pighead certainly knows you. Oh, no one else does. So Pighead turns around just as Scab goes in and says his piece. Pighead goes around, looks over his boys, and says, "Who's that wee little child out there calling me out? Ivan the cub, is that you?"
When he says that, I'll pick up a chair, raise it above my head, and split it in half.
Wooden chairs don't fight back, Ivan. I think we need to go into initiative now.
Oh yeah, I'm just
Crush him.
steaming.
Make sure that you have got your token selected, please. And hold on, let me clear out the. Actually, I don't need to remove it. You can just roll, and it should update.
I've just got to fly in and drop kick this fool. It's going to be great.
Maybe not. Scab, what'd you roll?
Sorry, it took a second. Here we go. I was trying to find my token. Scab rolled a 1, so he's got a whopping 2.
Got a 2. Okay. Chance, what'd you roll, or what'd you get?
19.
19. Well, at least you got initiative. Well, Ivan, what's your initiative?
That's the only thing.
19.
19 as well. Okay.
I'll yield to
Pierce,
I got
Ivan.
a 17.
17. Also good. We got Scab at a 2. All right. Now let me order all of this. So you want to give Ivan the go. So Ivan,
Yeah.
okay, what do? You're holding 2 pieces of a broken chair in either of your hands. Pighead's just laughing at you as he's in the midst of his boys that are surrounding him. He does stand like, at least a head above his minions. It's a little bit taller.
Okay. First thing I'm doing is I'm going to activate one-man army.
All right, dump the personality for it.
Yep. Here we go.
That's free. That doesn't need an action.
And then I'm going to I'm gonna hold my finger out and point at him and say, "Let this cub show you how much he has grown." And I'm gonna take a running start. And as I run, I'm just going to try and leap over his men to clothesline him to the ground.
Ooh. I think unless you're using the leaping, you're not going to make a 6-foot running jump.
Is there like a gap between them I can shoot for or anything?
Yeah, I tell you what. You go ahead and make me an agility check. Okay, if you pass the check, you'll clear the men. If you don't, you're going to end up attacking one of them on accident.
Gotcha. Okay.
Jeff redeemed some channel points for a random joke or random fact. I think I've got this one covered.
All right.
Jeff, I've been thinking about making a telepathically controlled air freshener. It makes sense if you think about it.
Oh,
That hurt.
Yuck, yuck.
That hurt me down deep.
You're welcome.
A double pun.
that's
All right, I got a 7 on the agility check.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. So you're going to collide with one of his men, but you're free to make your attack on that instead.
All right, then I will do that. Let's see. First things first, I need to roll my lucha die. Oh wait, that rolls when I just do my normal attack.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. However you want to do it, it's fine. I'm also fine with you guys just rolling dice too, by the way. Whichever.
Lucha die is a 4.
Ooh. Yeah. But
and
your
with
total is...
so it does go off, but the kicker is my. Let's see here. What does one army do?
I think it
Doubles the
your
attack and
strength,
damage bonus as well as the lucha die.
bonus.
So
right. So what does that bring the total to though? So Lucha
It
die
brings
is
it
4, so it's
to
8,
10
and
for
then
the
10,
attack.
18.
So what's the modifier included is 2. So it would bring the base attack to 10 for the attack roll, which probably won't hit, will it?
It will not. No.
Okay. So I would have to do I'd have
You want
to
to
burn
spend
some
3
luck to
luck.
add.
The AC is 13. If you want to spend 3 luck, it would land.
I'll go ahead and do that. I'll spend 3 luck. So that'd be 13 for the attack.
Mm-hmm.
And basically double damage since everything's doubled. My lucha die is doubled. My
Sure.
damage
And
is
what
doubled.
was your maneuver since you hit it on the Lucha die?
It was just a flying clothesline.
Okay, so you fly and clothesline this guy. All right. So what's your total damage then?
Let's see. The lucha die goes into damage too, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And that's doubled as well. So that's going to be, it was a 26 total. Since the damage is doubled and the lucha die is doubled.
All right, so you fly and clothesline this guy. It wasn't your intended target, so it's actually a bit more forceful than you expected. You hear the snap of his neck. Shoot arm bar him from behind, and it's just the velocity just cracks his neck, and he just slumps dead on the ground. And now you've kind of taken his spot in this ring of people, and you're facing off against Big Head. But that is your action. Chance.
So here's the kicker, though. With one-man army, I get a second attack with a D16.
Okay. So you're within range of Pighead now if you want to attack with that D16.
Well, it was fairly effective against the first guy. So here's what I'll do. I'll go. Let's see. What can I do here? No, I can't really modify that. I'll just roll this as a separate deal. 16, 4.
Oh,
So that's my. So an 11 is my roll. No. So that's okay. So my lucha die doesn't go off. My attack roll is doubled to a 20 though, dirty 20 basically.
okay. So no special.
So I'll have to roll my
maneuver,
damage.
but you do hit him. Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
So that's going to be 6 damage total.
Okay.
So basically, I was just going to, like, as soon as I stood up, I'm imagining one of these guys like opened his mouth in shock or something, and I just spin around and clothesline him as well. Maybe not quite as forcefully.
So you don't hit Pighead, then you hit another one of his guys.
Yeah, I just hit another one of his lackeys.
Okay. Yeah, so you just backhand the guy in the face, and he's like, "Oh, what'd you do that for?"
Let's take bad
Rub his
friends.
jaw. Okay, Chance.
I don't really want to start shooting people. I don't really want to get that unpopular straight out of the gate here. I'm not good at fighting people. So I may just kind of wait and see what happens here. So if anybody
That's fine.
pulls a gun out,
At the end of the round, if you decide you want to do something, we'll put you there, and that's fine.
Okay.
You can skip your turn for now. Killian, you are trying to round up your cows. I know this is out of sequence for you. They're not leaving. Actually, this is unusual. Something is keeping them linked here. Something happened here that's keeping them from being able to move along. And until you remedy that, they can't.
I'd be willing to try and investigate.
Okay.
I assume there's a slaughterhouse or something nearby.
There is a slaughterhouse in town.
Boy.
And yeah, it looks none too pleasant with your ability to kind of see into the spirit world. It looks like the wood is like dark black, like old dried blood. There's just a feeling of just foulness about it.
I think, considering my track record of getting shellacked by horrible creatures, I'm going to wait until there's something more meaty between me and them and go see where the rest of the party's at.
Okay, so you head to the Crystal Palace. Good enough. Pierce McIntyre. Nobody feels like sleeping.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They can, that's their prerogative. However, though, seeing, people are moving into combat with these people and having an understanding of how luchadors work after traveling with Ivan, I've got a spell that's going to be a lot of fun in this situation. A spell by the name of Rending.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to burn luck on that because I pulled out a 9.
Okay.
Oh, I got to burn 3 luck to get that up to a 12.
Okay. What are you rending? Now, keep in mind, if you're
Is-
rending his mask, it is considered a mystical item. So you've got to roll well enough to.
I wasn't even thinking about that. Has he got pants on?
Of course, he's got pants on.
I rend
He's
his
bare
pants.
chested, but he's not bare bondum. All right, you rend pants.
So
Right, his trousers fall off.
yeah, actually, with how I've got it, they disappear for a round. Because that's what I rolled on my manifestation.
Unfortunately, pig head goes commando, so everybody in the bar goes.
Hopefully, it's enough of a distraction. If not, I'm sorry, everyone.
I think that's a grit test for us.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Sounds good. So they're up next at a 17, I believe. Yep, they're up next. All right, so Pighead, of course, you called him out, Ivan. So he is going to grapple you and just do a huge headbutt as his special maneuver. Second here. Boom. Oh, that definitely hits, and his lucha die goes off. Okay, so what is the strength bonus? He didn't activate anything before he went into combat with you, though. Oh my gosh, huge strength bonus. Okay. Oof. All right, it's 17 points of damage, and then the headbutt. Oh, you got to be kidding me! I just closed my PDF. Yay! Technology, folks, it is not wonderful all the time. Pardon me. Sorry, this is taking so long. Where is it? Okay, here we go. A 4 on the lucha die is okay. It knocks you down, and you're roll a d3. You're stunned for a round. That's not bad. And so while you're stunned, you're -3 to attack, damage, armor class, saving throws, etc. Suffer an additional D die of damage, make a new lucha die roll, and add the result. Okay, so it's going to also do another D6 worth of damage. Boom. 4 more points of damage. How are
After
you?
the 17,
Yeah. How are you?
I'm in real bad shape, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You have forgotten how potent a foe Pighead was, and he has gotten better since last you won last time, but it was a hard fight. So he's just slammed you with his head, stunning you, knocking you to the ground, but only for 1 round. So that's not horrible. The rest of his men, Chance, the guy picks up the bottle that you threw at him and he throws it right back to you.
Oh boy.
Whop! Right between the eyes.
Poor Dan.
For 5 points of damage as the bottle shatters on your face.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Scab, one of the guys next to you, says, "Well, you ain't the ugliest rugrat I've ever seen," and he goes to kick you. Oh, I don't think that's going to beat your AC.
I'm just gonna grab his foot. That's
You
very
grab
rude,
his foot.
sir.
Okay. Or better yet, he goes to kick you solidly in the nards, and like, since you are what you are, it's just
Yeah.
like a solid thunk and nothing happens. Jebediah hasn't got into the fray yet, so he doesn't really have anybody on him. Pierce is doing some mumbo jumbo and casting some weird looks.
I do want to try, like, I want to try and kind of slink my way around because they don't know that I'm in combat, right?
They
Like,
don't know
they're
that you're with
not
this
telling me.
group. Nope, not at all.
All
Yeah,
right.
if you want to
I
just
do
kinda
want to.
bypass this and go and sit down with the gamblers, you can.
Well, I have a sneak attack ability on people that aren't aware I'm hostile to them.
Did you roll initiative? Because I don't see you on the chart.
I did. I'm not in the chart. I rolled earlier. It was a 13.
13. So you would go next anyway. That's fine. We'll put you in next. But they don't know you're there.
Yeah.
You haven't done anything yet. They don't know you're with them. Let me think.
I'm just gonna be looking to pick off the guy like farthest on the edge of the group.
Pierce. 2 of them peel off and come to you, and
No
they
thanks.
both put on their leather gloves, crack their fists, and they come in and start beating you.
Oh God. Okay.
No.
First one. What's your AC?
No, I'm sorry. It's 15.
Well, a 15 hits.
Yeah.
All right. So what are they? They're just going to use their fists. That's oh, that's not bad. This is +2. So total. So 3 points of damage is one just beats you in the face. The other one attempts to do the same, misses. So one of them just solid smack right in the face, right in the kisser.
I'm at 8 of
So you
11.
mind your business, City Slicker. Nobody asked for your input here. Why don't you just sit down? They kind of shove you on a stool. Yeah, so let's go on to Jebediah, who's kind of just
All right.
gone around.
Yep. Just want to pick one off. So I have an ability called Bushwhack.
That's fine. You'll have to hit one of his men because they've got him encircled, but that's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and
I'll
roll.
do that. I'll go for it with Dimitri's Bowie knife or
Oh,
whatever his
jeez.
knife was.
So you're going for a killing attack. All right, I see how it is.
Have we not been killing them?
They
No.
hadn't drawn guns yet, so
Oh, okay.
you would be the first one.
I'll
going
hit him
for
with like
killing
the
attack.
pommel of the knife.
All right.
It is an auto crit if I land a hit.
That innate won't do it. If you want to spend 2 luck points, since it's a sneak attack, I'll call her AC a 10, just flat. So if you want to spend 2 luck, that'll land.
I can spend 1 and get
Yeah,
3, so an 11.
Do it. Okay, so what's your damage?
Shoot. Whatever the pommel of Dimitri's knife is.
I'm gonna say just go ahead and use your knife damage, and then instead of killing him, it'll just knock him out if you do enough damage. We'll just do it that way. So what's your total damage?
Be a D6 plus my mojo die. 8.
8 points total.
Yep. Okay. So is that doubled on a crit?
Was the attack a crit?
It's an auto crit on.
Oh, it's an auto crit. Okay.
Yeah, if it hits.
No, it just you get if it means you get to roll on the crit chart. We'll do the blunt chart since you're using the pommel.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. Whatever your crit die is.
Is it a D20 or
depends on your
die?
Class? Yeah,
D8.
your crit die.
Okay. 3.
3.
Mm-hmm. Is that modified by boons?
Well, it's modified by hexes. If you want to spend boons to make something better, you can, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't automatically modify. So what's your roll?
We start the session with
it's a 3.
Too. Okay. If you had any, you lose them at the end of the session.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Spend them if you got them.
Okay. So what it would do is it would knock any weapon in his hand down. They didn't have a weapon drawn, but it does do an additional D5 damage. So go ahead and roll that D5.
Okay.
Okay.
3.
Knocks him out. Yeah, that's all you needed.
Sweet.
You were just 2 points away from knocking him out. So he drops. I think that brings us to Scab now at a 2.
All right, I'm just gonna stare at that man who kicked me ineffectively.
His foot's still up between there. He's like trying to move it.
Now, sir, I recommend you stay there and you think about the error of your ways, but I gotta go beat the tar out of that fella who's putting hands on my daddy. And I'll just turn and walk away from him and act like he's nothing.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to go hit the dude that hit my dad.
Now, normally, if you're walking away from a melee, he would get an attack. But I'm going to say he's so stunned at what just happened. He's like, whoa. And so you're able to walk away. Your daddy is being manhandled by 2 men who just sat his ass down on a stool. And looks like they're motioning to the bartender to bring them a bottle of alcohol. They look like they're about to treat McIntyre to to a bottle of alcohol.
Now, I know I don't have a deed die of sorts, but I'm going to bring out that shepherd's crook, which does have a hook to it. My hope is to wrap it around one of them and pull them back. But most of them, I'm just going to try and hit them.
Okay.
So let's see. Amelia, there it is.
So I'll tell you what, if you hit, I'll say you pull him to you for the melee. So you pull him away from your dad. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 12 points of damage. Okay, you hear something crack. You hear bone snap as you hook him with that crook of your shepherd's crook and bring him in. And as he comes in, you see this just pain in his eyes. He just kind of falls limp to your feet.
You see that? I told you to think about your choices. And you touch my paw like your friend did. You get the same or worse.
There you go. New round then, and Killian, you push open the doors.
Before we're done, I might
go ahead.
I might just go up and pistol whip the guy who threw the bottle at me.
Yeah. All right. Toss your gun around since you're holding it by the barrel. Walk up to him and okay, go ahead.
I don't actually have it programmed in, so I'll just roll the D die and see if it goes off or not.
No,
doesn't
make your attack roll though.
Yeah. I assume that's just a strength roll for this. Then I'll hit him.
You hit it. Treat it like a club. Just D6 plus your D die.
I'll get +2.
Yeah. If you have a strength bonus, you can add that, but I don't believe you do.
Don't.
Okay.
God, every time.
Bonk.
So again, just like you hit him in the same place, the bottle. It's like, what's your problem?
I'm a boop you.
All right. Go ahead. Everybody go reinitiate.
Reinitiate.
Oh, I would have thought about it. I should have just used my there's a show off skill, but you have to do it first. Should have done that instead.
I'm not exactly sure why the turn order thing is not updating, so I'm just going to go through and ask. All right. So Pierce, what did you get?
9.
A 9, Pierce, and you've got only one man on you right now. Ivan the Bear, currently on the floor, looking at the superior foe of Pighead above you. What did you get?
I got an 11.
All right. Chance, what did you get?
22.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Remarkably good on initiative and just awful at everything else.
Scab, what were you this time?
I wasted too much time talking. I'm at a 6.
Oh, also slow again. Okay. And Killian, what did you get?
I'm just stunned at what I'm seeing, so I rolled a 4.
Okay. Sounds good. Jebediah, definitely in the fight now. What did you roll?
A 5.
5. Okay.
We honestly have a 4, 5, 6. That's great.
We do. So Chance of 22, you just hit this guy, glancing blow to the forehead with your pistol, and he's just like,
sometimes you're just not having a good day, but this is unsightly.
Like a small child kicking you in the leg.
Yeah, so we'll just try it again. Just stay right there. Just
hold on. Again. This time you just take the side of the pistol and slam it across his teeth. All right, go ahead.
Try this again. It goes off at least.
Yeah. Well, let's see if you hit him.
Yeah, I should get a D8.
Melee is a D20 plus strength bonus plus your die that you just rolled there. So
16
total. That hits.
All right, now I get a D8.
Okay, go for it. Okay.
Marginally better.
Yeah, is that including your D die for the damage?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's including it. All right, so that breaks a few teeth in his mouth, and he spits out a tooth. It's like, you son of a bitch. All right, that's Chance. Ivan, actually, you're low, aren't you, Ivan? Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
It's my turn. Nobody else rolled better than a 13. Wow.
We did real bad.
Oh yeah, that's not good at all. So Pighead is going to use his Lucha die to do a spine breaker. He's actually just going to lift up his leg and just slam it down on your back, trying to destroy the bear, to snap the bear's spine. All right, here we go. Oh wow, you're lucky.
We needed this. I was like, if there's one roll we need Bert to do poorly on, it's this one.
Slams that foot down. It cracks the floorboard inches from your back. It looks like that mask of his kind of ruins his periphery vision a bit. Now the other men, though, the one that's still with you there, McIntyre, he's now got a bottle of alcohol, and he's just trying to shove that bottle down your throat and just drown you with alcohol.
So rude.
Imagine this is partly desired and partly undesired. It's like,
so this could be a contested strength check.
All right.
Is it?
I got a 6.
You got a 17.
Not much of a
He
contest.
crams that bottle down, maybe chipping a tooth or two, and he holds your neck so that you can't help it. And you just glug glug. He's just forcing this alcohol down your throat.
So rude.
So we'll make you do a save versus poison here on the next round,
okay.
Not this round. Let's see. The one that just got pistol whipped by Chance. He man, you just broke some of his teeth. He goes to his side and let's see, how would he do this? No, he's pissed off. He pulls out his Arkansas toothpick, big old Bowie knife, and tries to jab that into you.
oh man, I'm actually gonna get murdered.
Maybe. What's your armor class?
14.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
And we have a Dan kebab.
8 points of damage as he shoves that thing right into your shoulder.
I have 1 HP left.
Oh man, that hurts. Hurts a lot.
Lucky you have an arm left.
Let's see. Jebediah, you drop the person that you hit. Scab, yours is still staring in wonder at your back. So let's see. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. That's all my guys. That's all my guys. So Ivan, you're stunned this round. You really can't do anything. You can roll over or stand up though if you want. You can perform an action. You're just at -3.
You know, let me see here.
Oh, how long did your one man
I'm
army
gonna
go off
go.
for?
It only lasts for 2 rounds, so it's done
Oh,
after
it's
this
gone.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to think about what else I want to do here. I think what I'm going to do is kick off a battle cry. Which will give everybody a +1 bonus to attack rolls and will saves. And enemies will suffer a -1 penalty to attacks and will saves. Now I just got to see how long it lasts.
I hope that you shout out.
It'll last for three rounds. You what?
I hope that you shout out. Meow.
Pew pew.
All right. So that's free.
An old
What
Dave
action
Chappelle
do you want to take? Now, keep in mind, you're still prone.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm just going to stand up. I'll stand up, give my battle cry, kind of give myself a couple of slaps across the face, and just spit out what I can only imagine is an absolute mouthful of blood.
Yes, absolutely. Pierce, speaks it to you.
I am going to try and intimidate this man.
Well, you need to break basically what we did was a grapple. You're grappled. You need to break the grapple before you can do anything, and you're can't help but be drinking this alcohol.
Yeah, I do need to get away from that.
So that's a strength check unless you want to do something else to break the grapple.
No, I'm not going to be able to cast any spells with the bottle of liquor jammed down my gullet. So here we go. Oh, I got a 15. Ooh. That's not bad.
Okay. Tie goes to you. So you break. That's your action, but you kind of snake out underneath, start chucking up some alcohol. Yeah. Okay. Scab, your daddy's been done wrong. Been done dirty.
I warned you. Now I'm gonna make you eat that bottle, but not before I beat you down first.
All right. So first I'll just do the regular beating, but I am going to make him eat that bottle. I really like Mr. McIntyre.
Oh, wow.
God dang.
Okay, is that total damage?
Hands off my paw.
So what does that look like? You just killed this guy.
Well, he gets pushed away by my dad, and I yank him back with the shepherd's hook, and I do take the bottle. And I stand over him, and I shove it into his mouth, and I slam it down with my hand. I don't care if the glass breaks into my hand. I'm going to make him eat that bottle.
Yeah, this guy's face is just destroyed as you keep jamming this bottle into his jaw. It breaks his jaw. His teeth are gone. He's long since dead before any of that happens. Ouch.
Good Lord.
Jebediah. All right, so they know you're there now after you bushwhacked the one guy.
Yep. So I guess killing's on the table. um,
It is
are
now.
they like?
They were given fair
Yeah.
warning twice.
Who's like closest to me now?
You can well, since you broke the one of the outer guys, you could go for Pighead, who's just looming over your luchador, who's just now standing up, or you can go for one of the other guys. There's one other guy here.
Mhm.
That was the one that was on Scab that's just kind of looking bewildered after this child that's just murdered one of his friends in a very brutal fashion.
Okay. I have a feeling if I messed with the luchador fight that they wouldn't appreciate it. So I'll hold off on that until it looks a lot more dire. And I'll go for that other guy.
Okay, how are you attacking him? With your knife?
Yeah, I'll hit him with
Okay.
Dimitri's knife, the sharp end of it. Now that we're going,
You look over, blood and teeth are flying as
Yeah.
Scab is just murdering this guy. You're
I'll
like, well,
flip the knife around.
guess
I'm
I
like, why
can
did I
kill
even
somebody now.
why did I bother?
Hey, it's
Oh.
not your fault. They made a choice to push it to this.
They really did.
Okay, is that your total damage? 10?
Okay, I rolled a 19. 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, yeah, you shake this guy with your knife. He kind of steps back, pulls out his own knife. You didn't quite kill him, but you did wound him. Killian.
All right.
It
Well-
was a brawl, but now you're seeing people dying.
Yeah. So I'm going to go to the guy who just stabbed Chance, and I'm going to attack him with my whip, but I'm going to attack him with a disarming attack because apparently whips can be used to disarm people or trip them.
Okay, which
So
guy?
in lieu of
Which
the
guy?
guy
Sorry.
the guy who's attacking Chance.
The guy's attacking Chance. Okay, yep. He's just buried his knife in Chance's shoulder. So you're going to pull that knife off of him, or to attempt to.
Yeah.
13
So he'll have to
hits.
roll a reflex save of 13, or else I got his weapon out of his hand.
He's got a +1. Nope. Zip back his.
So it'll
Bowie
be
knife.
thrown 8 feet away from him.
Yeah, it's away. Yep, that sounds good. Yeah, that's the round. Go ahead and roll initiative, guys.
Ooh.
I think for this round of initiative, I'm going to use my Deadeye die to increase my initiative because I can't afford to take another hit. So I'll go ahead and roll it now. Go figure. I get my
Oh my
4.
God. My initiative, for God's sake.
Gillian, what'd you get?
15.
15. All right. Chance,
Oh my
what'd you get?
God.
26.
26.
Wow.
Ivan, you got a 6?
Yes.
Yes.
I get
Pierce?
the worst initiative.
Pierce, you got a 5?
I got a 5.
You got a 5. So that 9 was the last one. Okay. Scab got a 6?
12.
A 12. Okay, let me put that in. And Jebediah, what did you get?
You're muted, Joe.
Oh, hello. 8.
8. Okay, there we go. So, Chance at a 26. Your foe is disarmed now as this blade just went flying.
I feel like this is a moment where I'm just like, well, I didn't come here to die, so I'm going to shoot him with a shotgun.
All right.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah. So you
I've
spend
never
your movement
actually-
to basically change weapons, pull your shotgun
Oh,
out, and
no,
then blast them.
it's the Lamont carbine, so it's the
Oh, yeah.
same gun.
Yeah. But you did have a knife out. So you do
Oh,
have to
no.
change.
I never had a knife out.
Oh, you didn't have a nice. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. You
Joe has a
pistol
knife
whipped him.
out.
You pistol whipped him. Gotcha. Okay, go ahead
Just
and
Flipping the gun around.
just shoot off that.
Let's come to
shotgun
this.
shell. Go, yeah. Why not?
And you're like, oh, I was holding it wrong.
I don't
he's-
lose brawls. I win fights.
He stabbed me first.
All right. Make your roll. Draw your card.
It's a 9.
Okay.
I don't know how this is gonna roll, so let me just roll it first, and then.
Oh,
God, of course it's abysmal.
yeah. So the shot goes wide as he actually gets an arm up and kind of moves your arm to the side. It
I'm
goes
almost
wide.
tempted to just burn a boatload of luck to just make sure this hits. Because if I don't kill him, I'm getting dropped the next round anyways.
It's AC 13, so
You have so much luck.
yeah,
Just blow them away.
I had so much luck.
that's
Oh.
8 points of luck.
The
Or
dead
you
I
gotta-
die is technically a 4 from
Okay.
the roll I did earlier, so I think I only need to burn. What was that? Of
Do you have any boons you can re-roll?
course not. We start with no boons. So
if your Deadeye die rolls into it as well, then I guess you need what, 4?
well, I'd be at
13.
6.
Yeah.
So I got to get to what was it?
13.
13. So I need to burn 7 luck. Why not? I don't know. Who cares?
All right. You burn it. So how much damage do you end up doing?
6.
6. That's enough. Yeah, I mean he was already damaged. So boom, this loud shot goes off as a shotgun cartridge just so close range. It just hollows this guy out. This is big, just blows out his back. He drops. Chunks of meat are all over the back wall. Yeah, Killian, you're up.
Are there any other people? I still have 3 more rate of fire.
Pighead is still standing. Well, Ivan is there with him though, so you would be shooting into melee.
I don't want to do that necessarily.
Yeah.
So that's the last one.
Joe, you didn't kill yours yet. The new one, the
Nope,
one that was
just
that had
stabbed him.
Scabbed. So there's just
I don't want to shoot into melee though.
Yeah, so there's no targets unless you wanted to shoot some of the innocent bystanders just because.
Not this
Are they
time.
really so innocent? How do you know? Let's make.
I mean, they were letting this happen, so
Ashley, shite easy. Just use channel points to bank us a reroll.
All right, there you go. So you don't have any other targets unless you want to shoot into a melee. So
that's fine. I don't need to actually start murdering other people.
And also, Jeff just bought Dan, and only Dan, 3 points of luck.
Yay.
Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Killian.
I'll spend a couple of personality points and cast Bone Dance.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Against who?
Against the corpses in the room now.
Okay.
They're going to be possessed by their own spirits and forced to fight for me as zombies for, oh wait, I guess 4 rounds.
Okay. All right. So roll. So there's only 3 possible corpses here. Your second level, so all 3 come up.
Oh, we got another player reroll too.
So yeah, I guess I'll roll their initiative.
Yeah, let's just make it easy. Let's have them go on your initiative. So they rise. You've got 3 people to control. What do you want them to do?
Ooh, what's
I
up?
want them to overwhelm Pighead.
Overwhelm Pighead. All right,
We
I
got
think
a
it's
player
fair.
buff for Ivan too.
Ooh, okay.
Don't know what that does.
I don't know what that does either, but we'll find out. Maybe just like a die size up or something.
Each zombie attacking the same target gains a +2 attack bonus per fellow attacker. So that would be
Yep.
Let's see, what is there?
Oh, well, 2 of them attack or actually hit Pighead.
So that would be 1d4 +2 for each one as far as their melee attacks damage go.
1d4 plus 2? Or
Yep.
plus 1, plus 2. All right, so
Plus-
6. Okay, 11 points of damage as they tear, like they actually crawl over and they grab Pighead's leg and they start crawling up and they take bites off of his legs as they crawl up. And let me
All right,
check
and,
here. Hold on a second.
yeah.
Okay, so Pighead fails his grit check as the undead are climbing up his body now.
All right, yeah, I think I'll just pay attention to Pighead, and if I think he's had enough, I'll call off the zombies that used to be his buddies.
So is he like grappled now?
No, they just did attack. That was just
Okay.
just description. Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Pighead reaches up and he grabs his remaining minion that's standing there that was attacking Jebediah, and he basically takes him and like shoves him at these corpses that are attacking him, taking his place.
Wow,
He stands back.
mercenary.
Yeah, that's what happens on the fear table. You grab grab the closest person, tossing them towards whatever intends to pick your teeth with your ribs. You gain an additional +4 to your AC for 1 round. So he freaks out, but in a good way for him.
That's fine.
Yeah, they still get their damage done on him though. Killian, so yeah, that's round. So what we're looking at is Eddie is standing but looking pretty banged up. Pighead is standing, looking fearful, but not damaged too badly at all. Jebediah, his remaining minion that's alive, is now surrounded by corpses, which have crawled in their own blood and viscera and are just chowing down on him. But other than that, those are the only 2 foes in the room. But Pighead doesn't look like he's giving up. The poor guy that's about to be eaten by zombies, however, help me. All right, roll initiative.
They didn't get to go.
Oh, I need this to go better this time.
There we go.
I wish I could help you go faster.
Do I get to take a turn on that round?
Oh, I'm sorry. You do. You are really low on yours. So yeah, what do you want to
Yeah.
do? There's only 2 targets. There's Pighead, and then there's his guy that's kind of surrounded. Actually, Pierce McIntyre. If you would kindly,
Yeah.
let's see how the alcohol is affecting you. If you
You-
could make me a save,
It's a fort.
the fort save, please.
Okay, I got an 11.
Got an 11. Okay, 11. You are on the drunk scale now.
Ooh.
Gotta look up my hellbilly chart real quick. You are inebriated. -4 to all social interaction rolls,
Okay.
a +4 modifier to grit checks and will saves,
Okay.
+4 temporary hit points as
Oh.
you feel no pain,
Take
Nice.
it.
but -4 to reflexes and -2 to armor class as you stumble around.
Oh God. I'm in trouble.
All right.
Nice.
So Scab, what do you do?
So, do you get to add in your attack bonus to grappling rolls?
Grappling roll is strictly a strength
Just
versus
strength check?
roll. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
So you want to grapple who?
Well, I'm gonna come over. I mean, he's done throwing his own friends down. I'm like, sir, you have set a bad situation here. You led your friends down a bad path, and now I'm gonna hold you still while good old Ivan there delivers you some justice.
And as he pushes his friend down, I'm going to be basically crawling up his back and pulling him by his own mask.
Sure. All right.
All right. So, and I get to
it's
go up a
D20
dice
plus
size.
your strength, or if you're going up a dice side, D24 plus
Yeah.
your strength bonus.
As a Tommy Knocker, I get to go up to a 24. Oh, boo. I'm going to use.
Well, let
Can
me
I use
roll
one of our
so that you
rerolls?
know.
We got a couple banked.
Oh,
Wow. Well, I
Oh,
said I
God.
wanted to do it before I knew the roll was that good.
you can use a reroll. You got a banked reroll, at least one.
If you roll
Even
a,
if-
a nat 20,
Yeah. I mean, I said I wanted to do it before I knew he rolled that well. So I feel.
You don't
Plus,
have
it is
to.
a
No, you don't
D24,
have
so
to.
who knows?
You're perfectly
No.
willing to see what you got first. Okay, so your new roll's a 13.
No, it's
You'd
not
have
even
to spend
close.
a lot of luck to get it there.
No.
All right, yeah. So he's just too strong. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you do climb. You're on his back. Yeah, you've climbed up high, but you're pulling back on the mask, but it doesn't seem to phase him at all. He's just too much of burly pig man
Fair enough.
to
I'll
notice.
roll initiative here.
Right. And Pierce, I think last round was you breaking
Yeah,
your grapple.
yeah, it was.
Right? Yeah.
Also,
Right, so-
Dan did redeem points for a random joke or fact.
No.
Dan, I still remember my grandfather's last words. Do you want to know what they were?
I don't think so, but tell me.
Is that loaded?
Oh.
That hurts in entirely different places. Killian, what is your initiative?
I forgot after 9.
9. Okay. Scabs, what was yours?
7.
Doing 7. Okay.
Garbage.
Jebediah.
Joe, you're
Oh my
muted.
god.
You're muted,
You're
Joe.
muted.
Hello. 1. I don't know why it keeps muting.
Wow. Ivan, what is your initiative?
I got a 14 this time.
Okay, there we go. Pierce, what is your initiative?
Rocking it out with another 5.
Woo. Okay, so top of the list this time around is Chance once again.
I don't really have anything to do right now, I don't think. So maybe I'll go get a piece of bread and some water and try and help Pierce out.
Barman throws you down some peanuts, just pushes the bowl over.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means they go. Pighead, you've been called out. He's been called out by Ivan, so he's going to charge you, Ivan, and try to bull rush you. Is what his special maneuver is going to be.
Great.
Boom. What's your AC?
It's 14.
He hits, but his lucha die does not go off, so it's just straight damage.
It won't take much.
5 points.
That is one more than he needed.
Oh, okay. You go down hard.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah,
He has punched out all my blood.
He roars. He actually, the side of his mask has like the teeth, like boar's teeth. So he just rams his head into you and he gores you with the side of those tusks just opening up. This big laceration across your chest. The one remaining guy is going to run like the scared little sucker he is, meaning the 3 zombies are just going to get attacks on him. It's a +2 per extra, right?
The attacks are just 1d20, but the damage is 1d4
just regular.
plus 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Bert.
Yep.
I have to ask one question though.
Yep.
On his attack, he is supposed to be in a -1 disadvantage for all attacks because of my battle cry.
Fair.
That's right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Fair.
Oh.
Fair.
If that would put him at a 13, he would have missed.
Yeah, I don't have points to spend on their behalf, so he misses. He charges past you, and
Good remembering.
I'm so glad I remembered that.
he takes out one.
That's
of
for
these
one more
supporting-
round after this.
He takes out one of these supporting poles that are holding the roof up and just crashes through it. And I think our other guy is dead from zombie bite.
I almost forgot that.
Yeah, he goes down as he's rended apart by these 3 former friends of his, now turned zombie. One says brains, the other says brains, the other one says you owe me $20. Right, so that's them. The only remaining person is Pighead, who seems to be in kind of a rage. Ivan, you're up. Come on, Ivan, save the
Oh
day.
boy.
Save the day,
You
Ivan.
got this. You got this.
And don't
Yeah, I
forget,
really.
he got a buff redeemed for him.
Oh, that's right. I got a buff redo. All right. So you know what? I've got a fair amount of personality points. I'm going to go ahead and reactivate one man army
Mhm.
because it's the only thing I got going for me right now. All right. Now he just ran into one of the support beams you said, right?
Yes. There is a shake as the roof, kind of some shingles come down. You're not quite sure if the roof's going to stay up, but yeah, completely splintered one of these things. Go ahead.
Okay. What does the buff get me? What is that? A die size is, I don't know.
What was the buff that was given?
It's just player
Was
buff.
it channel points buff?
Yeah, I would think it just moves you up a die size.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. So your attack would
Okay.
be D24. If one man army already does that, you go up to a D30.
And I've got a one man army doesn't do anything for that. I think it just does a double on whatever I roll. So I'm going to just
Doubles your
doubles my strength. It doubles my modifier.
And
Let's
including
see.
your Lucha die.
Lucha die is doubled.
Yep.
Modifier is doubled. For attack and damage bonuses. Okay. So first things first, I'll roll my Lucha die. And I do get a 4. Okay.
So what is your effect you're going for?
Roll D24. I'm assuming he kind of sailed past me and hit one of these things since he was aiming for me. So I'm going to kind of spin around, try and just run up on the next table I see and take a flying leap off of it to drop an elbow into his back.
The bear's elbow.
Okay.
All right.
Plus
So you've got a 4 on your
8.
Lucha die, so it goes
Plus
off. Let's see if you hit him
2.
though.
Plus 1. Let's see, for all, is it for all damage bonuses? And damage bonuses.
You probably just want to do any additional math after just a regular
Yeah,
roll.
just roll a D20. And we'll go from there.
There's that.
You're
Or
already at a plus
D24.
8. D24. You're already at a plus 8 because it doubles your Lucha die.
Yeah, I've just thrown them all in because I know my strength modifier is only a 1, I think. So I know it's actually a 2, so that would be a 4. Okay, so there we go. So that's a 34.
Oh my god.
Roll damage.
So that was a 21 on the D24.
Yeah. Roll your damage. So your strength is doubled. Your Lucha tie is doubled for damage as well.
Plus
12.
4 plus 2.
It's wild.
1. All right, I'm just going to roll this straight and then we double whatever it is because that'll make this easier. Okay, so that's 18.
18 points. You come down with that elbow. You hear like bone snap, and he roars. He seems to be in a frenzy, though. He's not down.
Okay, I'm gonna kick off my second attack for
So
one man
D16.
army. Yep, D16. See, do I need to roll my Lucha die separately for this one as well?
It's a separate attack, yeah. So just roll a
Okay,
D16
yeah, so-
and your D4, and then we'll figure out the modifier.
Here's my D4. Okay, so nothing goes off there for special. So this will just be like a wrestling kick to the stomach or something.
Nice.
D8 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so that'll be 22.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah, 22.
Okay.
Well, that's the
man army
damage.
that's the
Or,
damage.
I'm sorry, that was the damage. Let me roll the actual attack.
Yeah, you got to
I
hit
didn't
him
roll that
first.
right.
It's a D16.
Yeah. D16. Let's see. I don't know why I didn't do that. Plus 2 plus. Oops.
If you hit, that's enough damage to take him out. So let's find out.
23.
Oh, yeah,
That's a 16 out of 16.
All right. Yeah. So it's not spectacular. You just like ram that shoulder into his gut. And he goes over.
And then I promptly fall over, gurgling on my own blood.
Meanwhile, back at
I'm
the
just
poker
like-
table, the guys playing poker kind of look over mildly when the guy at the end says, "I'm all in, full house." Just very calmly, they continue to play the game. The two barmaids, though, come up. They're not sure what to think because some of you guys just out and out murdered some guys in a very spectacular fashion.
He stabbed me first.
I'm going to command the zombies to drag Pighead out into the street. So, it's just kind of clean the place up a bit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that alone is terrifying. But we're at time. first encounter in to the module. So yeah, there we go. We've encountered Pighead and his boys. We'll pick it up from there next time, I guess. Chuck,
X boys.
yeah, ex Pighead too.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. I'm sure Ivan has to remove his mask as his trophy.
Oh my
Pighead's
gosh.
mask, not yours. You got to take Pighead's mask.
Yeah,
Lift that thing
I won't
off.
be able to lift much of anything, even my own arms, for a little while.
I'd forgotten that Pighead was detrousered there, so that's why you kept, people were missing. They're like, ah,
Oh God!
ah.
I forgot. I've been fighting a mostly nude man. Oh
Yes.
God!
And Killian walks in, sees that, and says, "I'll attack that guy instead."
Maybe that's why
His
that kick
pigtail
was
is
so
showing.
effective at the end.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what.
That's it.
And
That's a
Pierce
foul.
is feeling no pain, and he's full of
Feeling
himself.
great.
I'm sure he could take on this whole
Do it.
room if he wanted to.
I'm glad initiative ended before it was my turn because I was just gonna go fist fight someone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I
Queen's
came
rules.
over to try
Come on.
and slow you down there.
Absolutely. So, Chuck, you got anything to announce?
Let's see. You can usually find me over on twitch.tv/Defenders of Kobold. This Wednesday on the channel, we're going to be doing some Thunder Rift, a D&D setting using the Fantasy Age system. Friday, we're doing Dungeon Crawl Classics. We're doing our Dead Sun campaign. We just wrapped up Frozen in Time, where the party made every possible wrong decision, and Joe's character ended up getting ripped in half, and the rest of the party was teleported backwards through time.
Joe made it backwards in time.
What Joe did, just not alive.
It took me 2 trips, but I got there.
You got there. What else? I've got an adventure up for sale on Drive-Thru RPG. It's for Zweihander RPG. The name of the adventure is Kids Aren't All Right. You should go pick it up. It's a great adventure. We ran it at Gen Con for a lot of people, and everyone loved it under threat of pain. That's what we got.
They loved it or else?
Or they
is that
loved
what you're
it
saying?
or else.
Yeah.
The best feedback is coerced feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Anyone else got something you want to plug?
Just give them a form that says, "Did you like it?" Yes, absolutely. I loved it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Positive feedback.
Anyone else?
Please sign this
there's,
affidavit to get your deposit back.
A new product just came out from Chemicor called the Zolvo. Eats through ceramic, eats through steel, eats through plastic, eats through cardboard, eats through wood, eats through just about anything. So feel free to check out Zolvo from Chemicor. Pre-order a package of it, and they'll send it out to you as soon as they figure out what to ship it in.
That was a good one. I was waiting for the hook, and I'm just like, where's it at? Oh, that's hilarious,
That was
Jake.
good.
That's a good one. I like that.
Don't we have a what is it? One of them sites there
Patreon.
where you Patreon? Yeah. Don't we have a Patreon site out there for somebody?
That's true. Yeah, you can check out Aaron Reese on Patreon for comic books, 5e assets, maps, other goodness.
Go check it out.
Awesome. And check my stream out, twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder. Next game, we're not going to do anything this Sunday. I need a day off. So our next game will be Tuesday. We're doing some first edition Dungeons and Dragons, where we are wrapping up the I3, 4, and 5, which is the Pharaoh or the Desert of Desolation series of classic Dungeons and Dragons. They've got to go through the final boss, and we will be done with that. Fridays, we typically run some BX, some really classic Dungeons and Dragons. This Saturday is going to be Cyberpunk Red. It is a mishmash of genres. It's Cyberpunk Red and sitcom. Yeah,
Certainly
dark
a
sitcom,
mismatch.
but
Yeah.
sitcom. It's been fun.
Okay.
It's been a lot of fun. Check out the podcast at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. 13 years of audio goodness of games that we've been playing for a very long time. And that's all I got. That's all I got. This is where you say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Hurt
everybody.
us because
Goodbye
you
to
feel
everybody.
bad about yourselves for watching this. It's normal. It's normal.
Totally.
Eventually get used to it.
Oh boy. Are we sure this?
Here it comes.
So they're not even hearing the setup.
Okay, yeah. So Chuck's got a joke for us, but he doesn't want to tell it on screen. So we're on screen to react to it while Chuck tells us this joke.
That's one of those ones that, like, somebody's going to file a protest against.
Man, Logan Paul really appreciated that one.
To be fair, we all have other channels to fall back on. So.
For now.
And